Welcome to the Team Lawson channel. I'm Theresa.
I'm Mike.
And we're millennials and we're making it. On our channel, we discuss all things that meet within the intersection of a millennial marriage and special needs parenting.
We want to create a community that's both inclusive and encouraging.
Before we go another further, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It's our goal to make it to 1,000 subscribers before we reach our year anniversary.
Also, don't forget to hit the like button and the notification bell to let the algorithm know that you think we're awesome.
And join the rest of the Team Lawson family on Facebook at Team Lawson and Instagram at Team Lawson225 so that we can keep in touch outside of YouTube. So, today, it's late night, date night.
Yes.
We're eating Popo Express. Is it in the thing? I don't know. And we're going to talk about how we manage topics that we disagree on. I have come to terms with the fact that there just will be things in our marriage that we do not agree on. True?
Facts.
Yeah. And that doesn't necessarily mean that we can't work together cooperatively in our marriage, even though we disagree, right?
Right.
So, one of the first things that we disagree on, which is actually a new disagreement, is, drum roll please, spanking. To spank or not to spank? That is the question. And I guess we should put a disclaimer. When we say spanking, we mean corporal punishment that is not considered abuse. And I know there are some people who consider all corporal punishment abuse. And, yeah, I hear you. But the law does not consider all corporal punishment abuse. You can spank your kids legally. And we're talking about the legal kind of spanking, whether you agree with it or not.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of spanking we're talking about. We're not talking about beating your children with fists and with belts and with having them kneel on rice and those abusive, like, people used to do that for real. Why are you laughing?
That's not a spanking.
That's the type of corporal punishment that people would use. They would literally have them kneel on rice.
But the topic is to spank or not to spank.
Yeah.
That's not a spanking. That is a form of corporal punishment, you're right. But that's not a spanking.
So that's not what we're talking about when we're spanking.
No.
So we used to spank Macy. We used, normally it would the only place that she was hit was either on her hand, on her bottom, or on her thighs.
I never hit her thighs.
You hit her bottom?
That's it. That was the only place I hit all the hand.
Yeah. Large body parts with either a hand as a swat on the bottom or a swat on the hand, or we used paint stirs before. That sounds so awful. Oh my gosh.
I didn't use that.
And you only use your hand?
Yeah.
See, I'm heavy-handed, and so for me, it was easier to use something that I would wield more responsibly.
Mm.
And I say use to spank because we don't spank Macy anymore. We have not.
Well, I swat at every once in a while, but not really
Please
spank.
stop swatting at the child. So I personally believe that spanking is, forgive me if this is offensive, but you won't have to be mad. I believe that it's a lazier version of parenting. I believe it's easier to get a point across. I don't believe that easier is always better. I think there's always a better option than spanking. And it usually is going to take more work. And I think that's why people spank. Because they oftentimes don't want to put forth. I mean, there are some people who fall in the category where they feel like they are biblically mandated to spank their children, otherwise they're not being good Christians. And that ain't what the Bible say. You can say what you want to. It ain't what the Bible say. That's often how it's preached. But that ain't what the Bible says. The Bible also says to stone your children if they're disrespectful. So, you gonna stone the child if she's disrespectful?
Shoot, what the first rocket? No, I wouldn't.
He played too much. But and so if there is a better way, then I'm going to opt for the better form of parenting because I want to be a better parent to my child. It's as simple as that. And she's getting older. And yeah, like I don't want, and Miss Jenny talked about this when we went to counseling, when we did that parenting counseling. No, Miss Jenny. Well, he don't even work at some place now. But
Miss Jenny.
Stop. But she basically said spankings get more progressive as a child gets older. You're not going to spank your child the same way when they start talking back as a teenager. And that's a lot of times how these abuse allegations start. Parents just go too far. And yeah, so no, we don't spank Macy anymore. And she knows that she doesn't get spanked anymore. We talked to her about it. The other day, I still have a horrible habit of threatening to spank her when she gets on my nerves. And the other day, I said, Macy, do you want a spanking? And she told me, I don't get pow. That's what the child told me.
Who she told that to?
He told it to me.
All right.
He was standing right there. Yes, you were. She was walking past me in the living room. I said, we handle this, without beating her. But she is well aware that spanking is a form of punishment that we do not allow in this house because we don't hit each other. And me not hitting her is the same reason I don't hit him. Because I'm an adult and I don't need to be putting my hands on people when I can use my words. What?
So you don't put your hand on me every once in a while?
That's why when you get on my nerves.
That's a form of hitting.
You just hit me on my butt twice today.
That's different.
I got a catfish plate, by the way. Michael's eating chicken fingers.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, I guess I got to tell my side.
Yeah, go ahead and tell your side.
So, I incorporate spankings because, like I said,
you do not incorporate
I'm one of the
spankings.
biblical.
You do not
people.
incorporate spankings.
Would you let me finish?
You just said you
would speak my piece?
Michael,
I didn't interrupt your segment.
Stop. No. I want to make a clarification. Macy does not get spankings.
I'm not saying Macy gets spankings.
You just said you incorporate spankings.
That means I'm with spankings.
No, that's not what that means.
Okay, I'm with spankings then.
Okay.
Hey.
He's team beat your kids. Go ahead.
Oh, he's interrupting, bro. So anyway, yeah, I'm team beat your kids. Like I said, I'm not saying beat them for everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that type of parent, but I do believe you should talk to your kid first before, give them a few times before you do your spanking. You know what I'm saying? But talking don't work, in my opinion. Let me clarify that. Talking don't always work for every kid. You know what I'm saying? Some kids, they'll push you to your limit, test you, I feel like they'll test you to see, if you're going to do what you say you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Or they feel like they can get away with something. So, I believe at a certain point, you should spank. But I think also, another thing Ms. Jenny said, you should save spankings for the most severe stuff. I'm not saying, beat your child for getting on your nerves or nothing like that. I'm not advocating that, you know what I'm saying? But I do advocate.
Because you wouldn't have a kid. You beat them to death if you beat them when they got on your nerves.
Exactly. So, I'm saying, for the most severe stuff, I think you should. That's when the spanking should come in. So, I ain't telling you to make your child kneel on rice, like Theresa mentioned. But
people used to do that.
I know. But I think for the most severe stuff, I think, you should eventually implement, a spanking or two here. I'm not saying beat the child to death. You know what I'm saying? Jesus only got 39 lashes. I'm not telling you to give your child that many lashes, but...
You trying to give her lashes now?
Well, not lashes. You know what I'm trying to
say, man. I mess with you. Go ahead.
But, just, I think some, you got to have some type... Even if it's just a ruler to the hand or something, you know what I'm saying? I think... I'm not saying this part of the hand because that was touch. I'm saying maybe he'll...
That's worse. You break somebody's hand like that.
Yeah. My hand's fine. But, that's my opinion on the spanking matter. Like I said, save it for the most severe stuff. I'm not saying beat the child to death or beat it for everything.
Can I talk now?
Let's go ahead.
I think there are two reasons why spanking is considered to work. One, because the goal of spanking parenting and non-spanking parenting is different. I think I think parents who spank their children, the goal is to get their child to behave they want them to behave, the way they want them to behave.
Okay.
And that I don't think that that is the goal of parenting. I think the goal of parenting is to teach a person how to behave and to teach them how to learn how to behave.
Nah.
And I can appreciate when their child is younger, there are some situations that they just have to, it is what it is because I say so, because it's too dangerous for you to wait to explain it to them. But I really think spanking is about control. You want to control the child's behavior immediately so the child doesn't embarrass you.
No.
What?
Well, no, I will say some parents do that, but it depends on your motive. On why you beating that child. Now, if I'm not beating I don't think whooping a child. You should whoop a child for control and dominance and all that.
People do.
I'm not. I just said people do. I don't disagree with that, and that's the people who doing it for the wrong reasons. I'm not doing that for the wrong reasons. Or what I do, why I think it should be done. Like I said, and I think you should explain to your child after you do it why you did that and why they shouldn't do that, to show that it's not about control and dominance. It's also about teaching. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if I tell a child, hey, don't touch that stove, it's hot. You know what I'm saying? And they go over there and touch that stove anyway, they're going to learn why I said, you know what I'm saying? Don't touch it, it's hot. You know what I'm saying? I think, it's the same for discipline, spanking a child. And when that child touches and burn his hand, you explain, this is why I said. You know what I'm saying? I think it's all in your mindset and your motive when you spanking a child. Now, like I said, if you doing it for dominance and control, I want you to act the way I want you to act, then I agree with you. That's the wrong, motive and wrong reason to beat a child. You know what I'm saying? But I think, if you're spanking a child to help that child and to help that child understand, why you did what you did and why the child was wrong, then I don't think you're in the wrong for that. You know what I'm saying? You're using it for a teaching moment and not a dominance and control moment. I don't think you're in the wrong for spanking.
But here's the thing. I do think I would spank the child. You were too. I was probably beat. But I don't think that the spankings I received helped me learn from my parents anymore. I don't think it did anything toward building a relationship with my parents. If anything, it damaged the relationship that we had. And of course, we were able to repair it because they weren't beating me all the time, But it created rifts and damages in our relationship. And I think that can very easily be avoided by just parenting a different way. I don't think you saying spank them and then explain to them. I don't think the child is more apt to listen to you after you hurt them. I think they're more apt to listen to you if you have a relationship with them. And I'm not downing you or your parenting. I think part of the reason it's easier for me to get Macy to do stuff sometimes, like you'll be calling her, and I'll just, and it goes either way.
But I get more of that than you do. Huh? I get more of that than you do.
With the calling and calling. But I think...
No, not calling.
What?
You can call, and he be like, Michael. And I said one time, and she'll, you know what I'm saying? But I'm more... I guess I'm more...
But I think it's easier for me to get Macy to do stuff because she trusts that, one, I'm going to help her, and two, that we have built that relationship that if Mama's asking me to do something, like, it is for my good. Like, I'm not just asking her to do stuff that she don't want to do because I'm trying to control the situation. And so my mama would do this to me all the time, and she can still do it to me. She'll ask me to do something, and I don't want to do it, and it's obvious that I want to do it, and she'll say, "Baby, go do it for Mama," and I'll just do anything for my mama. And so part of my parenting technique is I've built the part of it, do it for Mama in our relationship. Like, you don't want to do nothing for somebody who is hitting on you. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
We're not going to change each other's mind on this. So how we manage the fact that I do not want anybody hitting my child, and I don't hit my child. With he feels that spanking is a part of parenting and it should be used is, can we parent her without spanking her? So far, yes, and so we don't spank her. It's just as simple as that.
Don't play around with it though.
No. And I don't think people feel like if you don't spank your kids, you're not stern disciplinaries. That's not true. Macy, I think sometimes would prefer. There are sometimes she asks for a spanking, and she would prefer to be spanked because the punishment that she is going to get is more protracted. It's not as cut and dry as a spanking. You get spanking, it's over. No, but you're gonna clean up this whole room and wipe the walls so she put flour all over it. That's not what she wants to do. She wants you to just spank her so she can go on and play with her toys. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Next, we're talking about, this is fun, credit cards. When we got, you want a piece of fish?
Mm-mm.
When we got married, my husband had no debt, and I had
Zero.
all of the debt. He also had no credit, too, but
Zero.
you had no debt, and I have all the debt, and also all the credit. Right? We worked, paid off all of the debt but the house
Sorry.
and the student loan. And then I think a year ago I got a credit card. Well, I have one that I never closed. I've had since I was 18. It rarely does it have a balance on it. But yeah. And so I got a credit card for Amazon stuff. Usually it's paid off every month, but he's had some dental stuff that we had to do. And so it hasn't been totally cleared off for this month. But he hates credit cards.
Yeah.
Why do you hate them so much?
Because if you don't control it right, it's another debt.
It's true.
I'd rather just have the money. I mean, which is not always the case. But I'd rather just have the money and pay for what I need.
What?
And then my brother called me. But yeah, I'd rather just have the money on, to pay for what I need. But that's not always the case, so.
I'm not pro credit card. I think I'm just not anti credit card. And there are many things that we have purchased around the house with the rewards for the credit card. Mm-hmm. Rarely do we earn any interest on our credit card. Mm-hmm. And mostly it's just the benefit of literally we've purchased over $1,000 worth of stuff just from the points that we earn. Because I have an Amazon card. Mm-hmm. And so if you use it on Amazon, which is really pretty much all I use it for, then you get a ton of points. And so I use the points to buy stuff on Amazon and just pay the card off every month. Hmm. He's not a huge fan, but no, he would rather not. Another one. We talk about spanking forever. Oh, this is going to be fun, voting. My husband feels like he's a Jehovah's Witness. He does not want to vote. Cannot stand politics. Nobody really likes politics except for politicians.
Yeah, I'm not
and political advocates and stuff like that, but I always vote. I vote in the little elections. I've driven from when I used to be registered in my hometown. I've driven over 4.5 hours to go home to vote. I try to vote every time I get a chance. Mm. I have to tell him, we have an election coming up, you have to go vote. Why don't you want to vote? He votes, though. Since we've been married, he votes whenever I vote, and I just print out a ballot and check all the stuff he's supposed to vote for.
I mean, I don't know. I don't care for it. I feel like even if the person who I want to get in office, okay. I know he can't do it all by himself, or she can't do it all by herself. But what are you gonna do to change the situation that's going on? And then I get so sick of hearing when a certain person get in office. If I'm on social media or if I'm just at work or somewhere, I got to hear, such and such got in office, hear this, hear that. And I'm just like, look, I don't trust in politicians. One, like I always say, man, I don't put my trust in a man. I put my trust in God. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't.
The
I just
Bible
don't.
talks about politicians.
Well, God created government because the people, if I'm not mistaken,
That's true.
people wanted a king and all that. Like I said, man, I don't care for all that. You know what I'm saying? I just want to take care of my family, take care of spiritual matters, and go on about my business. That's it.
And I guess why I just don't let it slide is there is no part. I know the goals that you have for our family, and there is no part of our lives that politics does not touch.
I know.
Especially with having a special needs child, like we have to have somebody who is in office in our local and in our regional and in our federal government that is for overhauling the healthcare system. Mm-hmm. Like there has to be some sort of healthcare reform for us to be able to meet the financial goals that we want to meet. We would absolutely drown if Republicans had their way. And most families with somebody who needs therapy or care would. I work in for a personal care agency, and like it's hard. Like every single person who has someone who needs. I mean, you have these kids who have multiple doctors, like Macy. Some of them for health reasons, some are for developmental reasons, and like it costs money, it's time consuming, it affects every area of their lives. And if you could just fix that one part, it could change people's lives, right? Mm-hmm. And so there are some things that are just so important, like when it comes to meals taxes for schools. People don't go vote when the meals tax come up for renewal for school systems. But that's how schools get their money. You even know what a meals tax is?
No.
They're basically,
you said a meals tax?
Meals,
like
MILLS.
Oh, I thought you said
they're the taxes that
okay.
fund our school systems, and so whenever they come up, people are like, "Oh, it's a new tax." No, these taxes have to be renewed. I think every 5 to 10 years, something like that. But like, if they're not renewed, then you're able to go back to the drawing board and change the taxes. And what's the first place they cut? Healthcare and education. Like it could be stand to be cut. Like, so we vote, and sometimes he is more interested than others. Sometimes you are more motivated to go vote. It would help if voting wasn't so inconvenient, because especially for him, he's either having to go to vote after he gets off work at 6:30, 7 o'clock, and he's not getting home to 8 o'clock, especially with everything that's going on, because he had to go vote, or he has to go super early in the morning, because voting really happens when he's off. So we tried. We voted early a lot these past few years. We've gone and voted early a lot. But voting is not set up for the working class. That's why I feel like it's so important for the working class to go out to vote, because it's our lives that they're toying with. Once you have a certain amount of money, voting really doesn't impact you that much. These rich people worried about their taxes and you still gonna be a billionaire even if you tax for half the money you got, because you a billionaire. Like, it's not affecting them. It's affecting us, the people who are making $50,000 to $100,000 a year. Like, if you make $100,000 a year, but like that tax bracket, like, unless that's who it's affecting. Am I getting preachy?
No, I was gonna say, if any billionaires want to donate, you know what I'm saying, I can give you my cash app. Please just let me know. I want to be in your bracket.
I mean, I just want not to struggle. I'm tired of seeing really good people struggle because of situations that are beyond their control, like their health or their children, or the education system that they were able to come up through. And like, the world is not fair. I appreciate that, but voting is a way that we can at least tip the scales a little bit more in our advantage. And so I think that's why I'm just we're gonna vote. Team Lawson gonna vote. We're gonna vote. If I just have to print out the ballot, check it off, and like, here, when you get off work, go do this real quick for me. Get my second vote in. This is the last one we're gonna do. Oh gosh, what to do on our days off. So, what do you want to do on your day off, Michael?
Rest.
That's nice.
Rest.
I feel like on our day off, rest is important, right? And we should get some days, a time to rest. And I think we will today. But you also of great importance is taking care of all the stuff that needs to be taken care of. But we couldn't because we were working.
Yeah.
He's slightly agreeing, but he does not want to agree. This is me. This is you.
Focus on that, girl.
I'm just telling you, like,
I know.
that's you. This is me.
Okay. But I'm still heard on the videos. Just come on.
No, you're
Theresa,
so much
we ain't worried
lower.
about that. Come on.
Okay, so this is how I structure my day off. It depends. Oh, so I have Thursday as an actual day off.
It depends on what?
Huh?
It depends on what?
Depends on what?
It depends on something.
I can't remember. I had to go back. So I have an actual day off in the middle of the week where Macy is at school, and so it's actually a day off. I do all of my health appointments. My counseling is normally on that day. If I have any appointments, I schedule it for the day, kind of in the morning, and then I'll take a good bit of that time to rest. I'll try to clean up something, and I'll also try to cook dinner. I cooked last night, so we have dinner ready, right? On the weekend, those are my days off, but no matter what, Macy is here, so there's not going to be a whole lot of rest had. It just is what it is. So I use that time to get stuff done. And so I'm not going to do stuff the entire time, but that's when clothes get washed. That's when the kitchen will be cleaned up, the bathroom and stuff like that. Macy, the living room, Macy's room and stuff like that. Like, that's when I'll do those things. Errands, grocery shopping, bill paying, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is when I do those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Michael does shift work, so his days off every week fluctuate. And so, like, he can be off any day of the week. And it's different every single week. And so for him, like, he can't have a set on this day of the week I'm going to rest totally, and then on this day of the week I'm going to do work like I can. He just wants to rest. He don't want to do nothing. And then has a horrible attitude when you ask him to do stuff.
Look, I'm not trying to be no jerk.
No, I didn't say you were a jerk. I just said
when you work days and nights like me,
mm-hmm. And I try, like, and I've explained this to him before. For me, like, I am not Superwoman, and I'm not finna be. Like, you're not working me today. And so they're like, I can let messiness slide, right, for a little while.
I'm not trying to work you to death.
I didn't say you were, but you're not going to, even if you were trying to. But, like, at a certain point, I would like stuff to get cleaned up, right? And so if you're off, I try to let him sleep, because sometimes he's off, and his off day starts with him getting off work at 6 o'clock in the morning. And so go to sleep, right? But when you get up, can you do something?
Bruh. That's why I try to do stuff when I come home. So when I do,
no. What he wants to do. This. I'm sorry. I'm clapping. I'm sorry. Okay. What he wants to do is come home, be up and up and up and up and up all day, and then be grumpy.
No, I don't want to be grumpy.
So grumpy.
I want to be up
because you need sleep.
I want to be up. I want to be up because I know if I go to sleep, that's half of my first off day right there. And then all I'm going to do is get up for about maybe 3-4 hours, and then I'm right back in the bed, sleep again. When I could be up, enjoying my day, doing something, you know what I'm saying, straightening up, cleaning up, you know what I'm saying, and having my full day. And I do, I'll be
But you're miserable to be around at the end of the day. I mean, like, when he does that, like, I just be wanting him to leave. Or can I go and leave you here with Macy? Because he's either...
stuff be having to get done. I'll be wanting to do stuff while I got the energy to do it. I'll
But
go to sleep afterwards. Just let me do what I do.
but you don't go to sleep afterwards.
Well, I be trying, the times I don't,
And a lot of times you can't go to sleep afterwards because Macy, she's getting home from school on afterwards. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it make more sense for you to sleep while she's at school.
Well, then half my off day gone, and then I'm right back at work. That's just how I feel.
I'm sorry.
So
There's nothing I can do about that, though.
I know.
So when can I ask you to do stuff? We're still trying. If you haven't noticed, we're still trying to figure out how to manage this. We don't agree what's supposed to be done on off days.
Man, Theresa, just do what you ask me to do anyway.
You know what we didn't do in the last video?
What?
How are we doing at working together as a team?
I'm so glad we did.
Why?
I ain't feel like doing all that.
How are we doing at working together as a team?
You're doing good. You've been more affectionate. I appreciate it.
Yay!
I appreciate it.
What I need to work on?
When you come up with an idea and I don't agree with it, don't be quick to get angry just because I don't agree with it.
I don't like it when we disagree on things.
I don't like it either, but I'm not going to always be like,
oh,
that's a great idea.
I feel like you never like that, though. I be having some good ideas.
Theresa, I mean, no disrespect.
I feel disrespected.
Don't feel respect, but I mean, yeah, that may be good to you, but every idea, your idea might not be the best for everybody. Just like my ideas might not be the best for a lot of my ideas. You be like, no, Brother Lawson, that's not a good idea. Okay, I mean, it sounded good to me. It just don't sound good to you. But when somebody give you, hey, well, what about this? You know what I'm saying? Don't get mad and no, we're keeping that. That's good. You know what I'm saying? It might not be, I might not like it. You know what I'm saying?
What have I done that for recently?
The thing for our videos.
What?
That little saying you came up with, and I asked you why we can't say this. And you know what I'm saying? What about this? And you got mad about it.
I didn't get mad.
Yeah, you did. You had a whole attitude.
When?
I
don't think I had an attitude.
Yeah, you did. And I left it alone.
Because you be criticizing myself and they be nice ideas.
I'm not criticizing.
Okay.
And if that's the thing, like you said, you can't take helpful criticism or what they call constructive criticism.
Because constructive criticism is a sham.
Oh well, I mean, like I said, like I just said, it was flat out stupid or nothing like that. I said, why we can't, what about this? Why we can't say this instead? You know what I'm saying? I mean, if somebody pitch you another idea, I mean, you gotta get mad at them for trying to be helpful. If that's the case, I keep my comments to myself.
I don't want you to do that.
Yeah. You're gonna be getting angry when I counter something or ask you something. What about this? Then that's what
I didn't get angry.
I sure felt that in my spirit. You was frustrated if you wasn't angry.
I was a little bit frustrated.
See what I'm saying?
Because I was trying to hurry up and get it done. And then, too, at that point of the day, like, you were being kind of grumpy. And everything was just like, no,
Theresa. I was not grumpy when I was asking you a question.
Oh.
Everything ain't me always being grumpy.
But you were grumpy, because that was first thing you
okay, Theresa, but I was a little tired. I apologize, but I wasn't grumpy at that moment. I was asking you, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm trying to help you out. If you're going to come with this, man, this might sound a little better. You know what I'm saying? Say this instead. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be no jerk.
Okay. You've been really flexible and patient with some of the challenges that we've had in the past few weeks.
I know. I got a challenge right now.
I know. Sorry, hon. Something you did yesterday. I was like, oh, I wish you would do that. I can't remember. It must not have been too serious. What could you do better? I got a haircut. What could you do better?
I get a haircut.
I'll do it after we finish recording.
No, I'm going to see about the blower mold out there.
Oh, anyway.
Look.
What could you do better?
Thugging. Be more
No.
of a thug.
I want you. This is what I want for you to do. Sit up and start rocking because I want you to listen.
I'm listening to you.
I don't know how that looks with you rocking in the video though. It might look crazy.
Bitch, man, want people that be like this and stuff.
Ain't no telling how it look. I want you to be consistent with your videos. No, that's not what I want. It's not just consistent. I want you to be
More adventurous.
right. I want you to explore more ideas with your videos. Like we got 89 subscribers right now. Trying to get 1,000 by our anniversary date in July. But like yeah, like do whatever you feel like doing. You have permission to do whatever you want.
So Team Lawson audience, this is what I need from you. I'm listening to what she's saying. I did not disregard what she's saying. This is what I need from you. I do like comedy, and I am going to start eventually a video gaming thing on this platform once I get what I need. But
By what he needs a PS5. They're sold out everywhere. I don't know what he wants me to do.
if y'all got the hookup, holler if you hear me. But anyway, give me some comedy ideas. What would you like to see me do? You know what I'm saying? Would you like some more?
You can do gaming on your PS4 now.
You're absolutely correct. But that ain't what I want to do.
I know it's not what you want to do, but until in the meantime, in between time.
They do got PlayStation Plus for 2 years for $60. I might go get that. I might need you to handle that for me. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. Y'all want to see some more Leon Lonnie Jackson? Or y'all want to see something else? You know, give me some ideas. And if it's great ideas, I definitely will act it out for y'all and have those videos for you every Friday. But Sister Lawson, can you do me a favor?
What?
Can you tell the people where they can find us?
We already did that, but you can give us a call at our Google number 504-252-0531 or contact us at our email address teamlawson225@gmail.com. If you have some video ideas and comments that you want us to give to us on our videos, we have a P.O. box too. It's down below. Don't ask me what the P.O. box number is. If you want to send us any correspondence, and that's it for me. We'll see you in the next video.